Superboy has lived his whole life merely 3 months in a tube. The project to create a weapon for the criminal group called Nowhere evidently fails due to there being no heartbeat or brain activity from the clone. The combining DNA from Superman and a human donor appears to be incompatible, but just as the scientists prepare to inject cyanide into the clone, his determination and will to live kicks in and the clone accidentally destroys everything before shutting down, but not before whispering that his name is Superboy. We discover that Superboy does not have the same physiology as humans. His consciousness emits through every atom of his body. He does not need to eat or sleep to survive. Months later, and the clone is put through many virtual realities before he can be a weapon for mass destruction for his captives. The criminal group called Nowhere plans on using Superboy to capture and convert the teen metahuman populace, and thus they send him on his first mission, to capture the metahuman Cassandra Sandsmart. Cassie is no match for Superboy, but fortunately for her, she has friends. The newly formed group led by Red Robin throws blow after blow against Superboy, but evidently they are no match for his strength. The Titans do manage to convince him to question his superiors, and thus he flies off to confront the criminal group organization known as Nowhere. Superboy eventually meets the Kryptonian Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl. Through skin contact, Superboy learns to speak Kryptonian. After discovering that he is a clone, Supergirl labels him Kon-El. Kon translated from Krypton as Abomination, and El from the sigil in his chest as a House of El. We discover that the clones of Krypton, created to be servants, eventually disobeyed and rebelled, waging a long war devastating Krypton. She unleashes her full powers at him to end his life, but during the battle, Supergirl detects sincerity in his voice and leaves him be. Superboy returns home only to be labeled as a failed experiment. Detained and imprisoned, Superboy eventually escapes with the help of Red Robin and his newly formed group called the Teen Titans. Unbeknownst to him, the leader of Nowhere, known as Harvest, has built a backdoor to his brain. On command, Harvest can trigger Superboy's berserker rage, but instead of reclaiming his creation, Harvest allows Superboy to live his life with the Teen Titans for the time being. Superboy eventually moves out on his own, and without a moral compass, he borrows hundreds of thousands of dollars from the bank. He eventually encounters a man named Hell, a Kryptonian that exercises extreme prejudice against all Kryptonian clones. Hell violently scans Superboy out of curiosity, but during the procedure his body became unstable on a molecular level. After which, Hell delivers his body to Supergirl and Superman for execution. Hell believes that this act will prove his loyalty to Krypton, but instead triggers conflict between him and Superman, who doesn't wish to kill Superboy. During the fight against Hell, Superboy and Superman come to know each other better and develop a feeling of friendship and understanding. Kon-El is surprised by Superman's heroism and is touched by it. Fortunately, Superman gives Kon-El his Kryptonian battle armor, which keeps his body stable enough to survive through the ordeal. Eventually, Superboy fights through the pain and is able to live without the armor. Superman, along with his friends the Teen Titans, would gradually shape Superboy to be the hero that he is destined to be. After the battle with Johnny Quick during the Forever Evil story arc, Superboy and the Teen Titans would find themselves lost in time. We would discover Superboy's true origins during his time in the future. Superboy is met with hostility from the future son of Superman and Lois Lane from a different timeline. John Lane Kent has Kryptonian and human DNA in his genes, which is highly incompatible at a cellular level. In this alternate timeline, the creator of Nowhere, known as Harvest, kidnaps the supposedly dead child of Superman and Lois Lane. Harvest would raise the son of Superman as his own, teaching him hatred towards any metahuman, but in his adult life, John once again shown signs of degeneration due to the mixture of Kryptonian and human DNA. Harvest has grown to love John as his own son, and thus he uses future time traveling technology to travel to present day seeking a cure. After acquiring raw material from Lois Lane and Superman, he creates the Superboy to hold a potential cure for his dying son. After a quick battle with John Lane Kent, Superboy vanishes and reappears along with Superman and Supergirl to stop the renegade Hell once again. A powerful being known as the Oracle sends Superboy back in time to help stop a temporal tsunami, which, left unchecked, would obliterate the time stream. Superboy finds himself during the last few days of Krypton. He succeeds in his task, but due to unforeseen circumstances, Superboy, the living weapon, the vessel of a cure for a future villain, sacrifices his life to ensure the safety of all sentient life in the universe. The story of Superboy does not end here. A mysterious figure is seen to be the new Herald of Oracle, believed to be Superboy himself. Superboy is half Kryptonian and half human, and can stimulate Superman's powers through his tactile telekinesis. Because of his unique physiology, even though he enjoys the taste of food, Superboy does not need to eat or sleep, but he does so to appear normal. His body is completely surrounded by an invisible force field of telekinetic energy, protecting himself from harm and enhancing his physical abilities. Without his tactile telekinesis, Superboy is rumored to have the same fleshy weakness as any human. Superboy simulates flight by surrounding himself with an invisible telekinetic force field, and with a simple thought, he can levitate and defy gravity, unlike Superman, who gains his flight powers as a side effect of the yellow sun's solar rays. Superboy's tactile telekinesis also allows him to stop projectiles, such as when he stopped a dozen bullets merely inches from his face. He can create a telekinetic force field around others to protect them from harm. Superboy has only been alive for a short period of time, thus he hasn't truly tapped into his immense powers yet. With enough training and willpower, Superboy can also bend light, causing him to appear invisible. Defensively, he can raise his TK shield to protect himself from incoming projectiles, and can release the shield outward, creating a blast that can stun and knock enemies away from him. During his time in the past, Superboy calls upon the entirety of his strength and willpower to wrap Argo City in his TK shield, and with his strength, he thrusts the city into space to spare it from its dying world. Superboy can also learn anything he touches, such as when he learned Supergirl's life on Krypton and how to speak Kryptonian via skin contact. This ability also works when he touches inanimate objects, shown when he contacts a wall and learns of the building's layout and the amount of people currently inside. With his sensory abilities, Superboy is a perfect scout for his team. His tactile telekinesis only works when he is focused and allows him to sense things beyond human perception. His psionic powers react as fast as a simple thought, but when he is not focused, he loses certain abilities and becomes vulnerable. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Comic Island. My name is Joey, and thank you so much for watching my origins and bio for the new 52 version of Superboy. So I was quite hesitant and wasn't looking forward to this new incarnation, mainly due to the fact that I love the pre-new 52 version. But eventually, this living weapon kid that feels like he doesn't belong anywhere won me over. I will always have a soft spot for Connor Kent, since he had so much history ever since he was created by Cadmus during the reign of the Superman story arc. Most of you guys will also remember him from this highly popular TV show Young Justice. I also love this version and was quite excited to watch Superboy and Superman grow their complicated relationship, but unfortunately the show was cancelled. So if you would like to follow Superboy on his solo adventures, please pick up the new 52 Superboy and join his journey after he escapes to the criminal group called Nowhere, and to when he joins the Teen Titans and eventually would meet Superman and Supergirl. You can also follow his adventures with his team, the Teen Titans, where he battles alongside Red Robin, Wonder Girl, Bunker, Solstice, and Kid Flash. So I hope you enjoyed my origins and bio for the new 52 incarnation of Superboy. If you would like me to do an origins and bio for a hero you feel deserves one, please let me know in the comments below. I highly recommend checking out my last video for my top 10 incarnations of Superman. Unfortunately, this incarnation did not make the list since there were just so many to choose from, but nevertheless, Superboy Con-El has developed a large fan following, and I'm proud to say that I am one of those fans. So thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time in another Origins and Bio.